I wanted to write my ideas for the Jewish future and what I've learned as being a Jewish leader. And I started in December of last year, so I'm about a year and a half into it.
You've been writing for quite a while.
Yeah. Who am I writing for? I would love to be writing for anybody from a non-Jewish person who's interested in spirituality, leadership, entrepreneurism, New York City Jewish life, transformational.
Is this autobiography of a rabbi? Like
of a yogi?
Yogananda? Is it like that? Or is it more like Way of a Spiritual Warrior?
It goes from...
I'm going deep into the self-help canon. Hello, welcome to the Personal Pizza Podcast. I am Simcha Levenberg. I'm very excited for this upcoming episode and to share it with you. I have my good friend, Rabbi Dov Yonah Korn, who is the rabbi and spiritual director of an amazing organization called Chabad House Bowery, BoweryJews.org. He lives and works in Lower Manhattan, where he runs a Chabad house that serves the needs of Jewish students at NYU, the surrounding colleges, and young Jewish professionals. We make two different types of pizza today, and we talk about a number of things, including a chronological journey through Rabbi Korn's life that features me as his good childhood and adult friend. We also talk about some of our biggest fights that we've ever had and how he is staying in shape, doing the self-care thing as a middle-aged adult. So I hope you are A, enjoying the podcast, B, sharing the podcast, C, sharing the podcast with people that you hate. Because why not? Send this to your enemies, man. Enjoy the show, and please have a great day. So thank you so much. Apologies to everybody listening with the noise in the background. I don't know what to say about my street, but for 2 years they were building a house next door to me, and there was jackhammering every day. And then before that, my next door neighbor jackhammered, and then I was jackhammering. Now he's jackhammering again. This is my life, and welcome to it. Welcome back. This is the Personal Pizza Podcast. I'm your host, Simcha Levenberg. You're in my kitchen. This is my longtime friend, Rabbi Dov Yonah Korn. He's here in the kitchen. We're going to be making two different style pizzas today. Super excited to have him. We've been talking about pizza. We've been eating pizza. We've been living pizza for many, many years. Today, the first pizza, well, actually, Rabbi Dov Yonah Korn, would you like to do the grandma pizza first, or do you want to do a regular New York style pizza?
I think New York first.
Okay, there it is. The rabbi has spoken.
I'm very excited about it. Oh yeah.
So I have two, our doughs here. We have two of these to play with. It didn't rest for as long as I would have liked. I'm just gonna name that.
We're starting off with this little PSA.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Set the bar low. Under promise, over deliver.
Yep.
I love that.
That's the way to do it.
You're always that way.
So on today's podcast, I've been wanting to, ever since I was a little boy in the 1980s, when I was dreaming about podcasting, and I was like, there's going to be some new medium in the future. How am I going to utilize that? I always wanted to have you on it. And so we can go.
When did we meet? How old?
Well, okay, so let's go back to the beginning, the very beginning. There's a feature of our relationship is that one of us has a really, really good memory, and the other one of us is like a goldfish. And so I'm the one who has the memory.
Incredible memory. Like we're talking.
This is the goldfish.
Encyclopedic.
We met. Do you remember what year we met?
Never. I remember.
What grade we were in?
We were in English class with Mrs. Noonan.
Okay, that is Mrs. Noonan was our 8th grade English teacher. So what year did we?
No.
We met in 3rd grade.
Okay.
In 1986 at Mountain Way in Morris Plains, New Jersey. Do you remember first?
I remember we sat in the back of that. I remember. I have visual memories. I remember meeting you at like the entryway of that classroom somewhere there. That's my visual. Like a seat in the back, us talking there. Maybe that wasn't even me meeting you. That was just a moment in my life.
That was when you first saw me.
It was when I first felt like I felt my love for you.
Yeah, we were 7 or 8 years old at the time. We became friends.
That's right.
We went over. We started hanging out. At that point, I knew you as David.
Yep.
That was your name.
Yep.
And so, what I'd like to do for this podcast, I think it'd be funny if, and I told you about this before. You are now currently a rabbi.
Yeah.
A great fundraiser. You have a fantastic organization, a not-for-profit. That why don't we do this? Right. Give me your quick bio right now. Just right where you are right now. 2025. 10,000 foot view. Who are you? And then I want to go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Before you were Rabbi Dov Yonah Korn, your very first stop on the what is my name? And that was when you were David Korn.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, today I live in New York City in Gramercy Park. We have a Chabad House on the Bowery that we built and bought about 2010, 2011. I don't want to go too far back. We became the official representatives of the Rebbe in Greenwich Village in 1999. And now we have a student-focused organization for the students of NYU and other local colleges and young professionals in the area, but we serve exclusively young Jews. And we have this mammoth 8,000 square foot center where we can host, between that and another location that my daughter and son-in-law have, we could have over 700 people for Friday night dinners collectively. And it's a magical scene, and that's my life. My life is I fundraise for that organization. Mm-hmm. I'm the primary rabbi for that, along with my son-in-law. My wife and I run it and teach there and guide these souls, and are so lucky to know them. And I'm a father, and that's who I am.
Okay, just real quick, what is, just for some of our listeners.
Please, thank you.
Chabad House is a...
Yep, Chabad House is a center for young Jews or any Jews to come together and reconnect with their Jewish roots, most basically.
Mm-hmm. And the Rebbe is
It's part of the vision of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, this incredible Jewish visionary that had this idea that Jews shouldn't just stay insular in their little communities, but should go out to the corners of the earth, or even to the center of the earth, and meet Jews that otherwise might not be engaged, or even if they'd be engaged, maybe could have more fire and love in their life, and to give that to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So, but you did not grow up, this is not how you came out of your mother's womb.
That would be, that'd be a lot, yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning of where I enter the scene, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah, for sure.
We're really here for me. And I'm also I'm gonna move the pizza over here.
I love how, I just love watching you handle it.
That's nice.
It's so delicate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got a...
I have I have a very like a joke kind of version of this, but just watching you do it.
I think pizza is a lot like sex, in that like it's messy and you're crying at the end. No, what I mean is that even bad pizza is still good. So we're gonna allow you at least 5 to 10 minutes of self-loathing, but you can't put it in every moment.
Okay, fine.
We met in 1985. At that point, it was 1986. And at that point, we were both in third grade. You called me up on the phone, and you said, "Hey, this is David Korn." And I said, "I don't know who you are," because I was very suspicious even then. And he says, "No, it's Dave from Safety Patrol," because he was on Safety Patrol. So then I knew he wasn't, he wasn't a child molester or something, because they're never in positions of power. And so we went over, we hung out, we played Math Blaster at your house. And Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? All the good games. And then we became fast friends, because we were, I don't know if you can tell us now, we were not athletic kids. And who were not good at sports, but got along quite well. And so we were friends for a long time. And so there's been different stages to our friendship, which I think it would be fun if we kind of went through the different stages of our friendship, talk about who we were, and kind of what we learned at those stages.
Love that.
And then how that contributes to who we are now. And what's interesting is you guys are going to get to understand the journey of our friendship. We won't talk about all the fights we've had, but we've had a couple of very good ones.
Memorable.
Yeah, for us. Maybe for you now as well, to our listening audience. So I'm going to, let me just put this here for now.
I'm so excited for the pizza. It's
good.
It's a driving force in my excitement.
Good. I haven't made a New York style pizza in a while. So I don't even remember if we're going. I guess we should go. What do they call it? Window pane thin. So that means light's coming through it. And so there it is. Okay. So there were two U's that I knew when we were in middle school. There was we both go to the same middle school, and then there was Camp U. Ooh. Because when you went to camp, you were actually a different person, and you had a different name. What was your name in camp? You don't have to know this.
David Korn?
No.
I wasn't B yet. What was I?
You were corny.
Corny.
You were corny.
So I was already in French Woods when you said that. You were talking about Jeff Lakes.
I was talking about Jeff Lakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Corny.
Talking about the camp, because I went to Jeff Lakes also. We went to the same summer camp for a couple years, and then one of us came from a wealthy family, and they were able to go to sleepaway camp, and the other one of us got a job at King's as a cashier. So that's neither here nor there. So when your camp personality was like your a very big personality, very big, right? And you were talk to me about the different ways you kind of moved between being the camp you versus the being at home you, because it's kind of interesting to the when you're like I don't want to say anything. You were like you talk.
Yeah. Wow. So in my environment in Morris Plains, in this very interesting, very non-Jewish hamlet in New Jersey, I felt very restricted. It was not a creative place. It definitely was not a place I felt I could sprout my colorful personality.
We were also not in the highest caste.
No,
we were not the popular kids.
No.
We were on the outside looking in of the popular kids.
Yeah.
And so that's a big part of being David and Scotty.
You're right. We were underdogs.
Yes. Versus then you go to camp.
By the way, but hold on a second. Before we call us underdogs, let's not forget you're talking. What's the middle school we went to?
We went to Borough.
Not on the hill. The one in
Borough.
Yeah. So that's where I was treasurer. You were president. What was that?
So we were.
Yeah. So we rose to power.
Okay, hold on one second.
This was. Like,
This is a little bit protocols of the Elders of Zion over here. There were very few Jewish kids in our school, and yet when we were in 8th grade, in 6th grade you were the treasurer, which is a little on brand for the Jew.
Totally.
And then in 8th grade you were the president, and I ran the school store. But but we were not cool. That's what I'm trying.
Fine.
We were not, because we did not play sports well.
Yes.
And you were larger. He had a large frame. He was a little husky as a child.
I went through large and thin and large and thin.
That was when it first started.
Yeah.
In middle school, once you hit 7th grade, you started to lose weight. But I wanted to differentiate between the school where you were on the outside looking in, kind of a little nerdy, not the most popular kid, but then at camp, you were the man. You were corny. So that's what I wanted you to.
So for me personally, in that restrictive environment of my school, a very again, yes, we weren't central players there, and also the environment. I mean, the town was not. There was not a lot of opera interested there. It wasn't like a classical music was something that happened. You play, you were interested in. I was tap dancing at one point, and that did not go over well. I'm saying the creative arts weren't really honored there that much.
No,
and so no one's writing poetry and getting by. So that was me feeling restricted and also an underdog. I went to camp, which was much more Jewish.
Yes.
And also just in general, and this was not a super. Creative art camps, but there was plenty. There was a play, and just people. I felt, I felt free. I felt I could reinvent myself, and I can just shine. And I had this big personality, and in that environment, I was able to shine. And by the way, as you're saying this, it's giving me so much current psychological insight of how I shine and struggle in different environments.
Right.
But that's cool.
So, but I'm just saying the difference, and we even have different names. There's David.
Yep.
Right, who is nerdy, cool. A little heavy, trying to be cooler.
Nerdy? Let's not say nerdy. We weren't.
Hold on a second. We were always in Gifted and Talented. We were always in the school play. We ran for student council.
Yeah.
I mean,
can we find another word? Nerdy. I think pocket protector with nerdy. Let's go. We were uncommon.
We were the Jewish kids.
Yes, fine. I'll do that. Yeah, we were
the two Jewish kids in the grade.
We were the outcasted Jewish kids.
And Jesse Epstein, wherever you are, Jesse. I hope things are going well for you.
Worked out well for you.
We haven't seen you in a couple of years. Okay, so now let's toss this pizza in the oven, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about little aside here. In 5th grade, we were both in the camp play, and in Oklahoma. In 6th grade, it was Little Shop of Horrors. You played the dentist.
Yeah.
It was very funny. And then what happens is, and after the pizza, we'll hear about this, we went from David Korn to Corny to D. Brandon Korn, which was somebody's stage name. So let's go.
I don't even remember this stuff. Yes, it's
true. Let's make the pizza, and then we're going to talk about your acting career and which actor in Hollywood stole your career.
Wow.
I'm not going to name it now. Okay, let's drop this in.
Wow.
For New York, I think you probably want it at around 700 degrees. So we're almost there right now. Let's see how we do. Okay, very clean.
Look at that. Look at that.
Let's give it like.
How long does it take? I'm so jealous.
Don't be.
This is like the theme of our life is you doing things really well that I just can't do.
That's not totally true.
No, it's not the entire theme. I'm just saying. Say when it comes to like kind of talents really followed through with, you have a patience about you that I respect a lot.
That's what I'm willing to cut the vegetables smaller.
Yes.
Right? You're all gas, no brakes all the time.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
And I would like to say that I have the potential to slow down sometimes.
Yeah, and we do that for each other. You slow me down.
I'm trying not to say things that'll get you canceled. That's like my whole thing is don't get you fired.
Please.
So I'm locking in on that. New York pizza cooks fast. It doesn't cook as fast as Neapolitan. The thing about Neapolitan that's cool is that because it has a higher water content, you really you get like a steaming on the inside more. Here, lower water content, so we got to lower the temperature a little bit. It needs to cook for a little longer. Otherwise, it'll be doughy in a very unsatisfying way. This is going to be a very nice pizza, I think. When the pizza turns out well, I say it's a reflection of the guests. When it doesn't, I don't say anything.
Wow.
I just say, I'm having a hard day. Okay, so now we're going to bring up the heat on top a little bit.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. I see what's happening here.
Now we're coming in. When did you fall in love with cooking and food? Because you were the first kid I knew who cooked.
Yeah, I know that.
You were the first kid who was doing cooking. You had my family over for dinner, and you made beer butt chicken.
The beer butt chicken.
A recipe I still make.
Yeah,
and it was
incredible. Mustard based.
It was very good.
Was that my father after the divorce? He became a chef.
He became a chef, so then you started cooking also.
Classic.
We're almost done here.
Classic. Me and my father.
I remember we got home. My mother said, she said, David's a very good cook. He's a little messy though.
See, there you go. That's right.
But it was really good.
I made a good Caesar salad, which was like the only thing my mother ever made. She taught me her anchovy dressing. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't remember any of this stuff. It's incredible, your memory.
We're almost done. Almost done.
I'm loving what I'm
seeing.
Really,
I want crisp.
I want it too.
Crisp.
I want this to be like a Dave Portnoy, like a lot of crisp.
Okay, almost done. Now we're 10 seconds away. I like the nail gun in the background. It's very therapeutic. Sounds right. Okay, you like that? You're good?
I love it. I'm thrilled.
Okay.
Overjoyed. Okay. Starving.
Good. Perfect.
I'm going to go to the hospital.
Too much. Well, you do eat a lot of mercury.
I know. Well, what I'm doing is I'm taking a box of tuna like 3 times a week for protein.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
A brick. And that's good. It's low, it's lean protein. It's fantastic. Little did I know, I'm killing myself. Could you imagine after all of the destructive things I've done to my body?
Okay, so it's that.
Wow, look at this guy.
Kiss to the parm. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm liking it.
Stunning.
Okay. Yeah, you should. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Very Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza was our hometown pizza place. So that's very nice. I've made this for you before.
Full commitment to New York. I don't know.
We were in Oklahoma, 5th grade.
Yep.
6th grade, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yep.
I was the stage manager.
You were the lead. You got the lead in Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma, I actually did get the lead. Thank you for mentioning that. I was currently in Oklahoma, and I have to add that to my IMDb also. So some updating taking place. And then you got the acting bug for real. You got yourself headshots. You renamed yourself D. Brandon Korn.
Manager. Agent.
You had an agent. You were going in for auditions. Tell us why you started acting. And then I have some questions about the big audition that didn't land you the part. But go.
So I loved the opportunity on stage. I had so much to share. I felt like it gave me an environment to share, to connect with myself. I think really, it's like I felt free. Again, that same freedom I had at camp, acting even more so. It's like the whole industry is made for shining, and I have this natural capacity to do so. And
You're not afraid about being the center of attention.
not at all.
Some people who know you might actually say you crave that.
Yeah, at times.
Okay. So you start. What were you auditioning for? I'll tell the story. When we were in camp, that little shop of horror here in sixth grade summer, Barry Levinson was casting
Avalon.
for a big movie. He was casting for Avalon, which was a very big Barry Levinson movie.
Yep.
I think it came out in '88 or '89, and he was going around to camps.
Yeah.
And he had everybody audition. We actually read together. One of us got a call back, and another callback, and another callback.
Yeah.
And it was down to you and one other person.
Yeah. I don't know exactly in the final circle of how many it was, but we definitely got close. Between that and the conversations with my father, these were the two times I got very close to them.
Do you remember which actor beat you out for Avalon? Because I do.
No, I forget.
It was Elijah Wood.
That's right.
So think about this. If you believe in the multiverse, there is a version where you actually save Middle Earth and bring the ring to Mount Doom. And Elijah Wood is a rabbi.
Is the Chabad rabbi at NYU?
Yeah. So that was, and then you also had a play with Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch, conversations with my father. I recently met the wife who is very involved in Israel activism, not Jewish in fact, very, very passionate about Israel activism. And we're talking about acting, her husband's an actor, and we realized he got the part. American Pie, you have to look it up afterwards. And he's famous for American Pie. Some Jewish actor, I don't know his name. Should we look it up right now, real time?
I'm going to look it up right now.
And he was also in conversation with my father on Broadway. And he the one who got the part. Then a year later it closed. So I missed, I was in the nucleus for getting it. I didn't get it, and then it lasted for a year. Also, I could have ended up in American Pie. I never saw it, but...
Okay,
I haven't seen
another piece of pizza.
I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings or American Pie.
So as a rule, you will not watch. You will not. Elijah Wood is dead to you.
Maybe. Unless he needs a rabbi.
Exactly. I mean, he might.
Possibly.
Okay, so I'm looking for the Jewish person in American Pie. Oh, Jason Biggs. The star. Yes. Oh my God. So Jason Biggs, his birthday is May 12th, 1978. So Jason Biggs was in our year of high school and middle school, and from New Jersey, from Pompton Plains.
So he got
American Pie 1 and 2
conversations.
He got so this is before it. So there's a
look at the things that are happening here.
It had to be that the universe saw that you'd be a better rabbi than an actor.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, a lot of those skills I use in being a rabbi. I have a humongous community. I have a very big personality, so I use that in a lot of what I do. So, how
did auditioning for all these people, never getting the part, how did that prepare you for your career as a fundraiser?
There's a lot of, in fundraising, you have to bring a lot of personality and spirit, and there's a lot of rejection, which is very hard for me. Very hard. And just got to just take it.
Without naming names.
No names.
Before we get from D. Brandon Korn.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the story of when you were fundraising money and the guy threw you out of his office?
Yeah. He was
your landlord.
Yeah, that's right.
Go.
So we had a Chabad House, not the one we currently have, and I got word that there was a landlord that would be able to support our work very successful, and I don't want to say too much because it's one could find out, but because but
can I pretend to be you and then you can be the guy?
Yes. Let's just go straight to the ask. Okay. I don't want to give any more details.
No more details.
So go straight to the ask.
Okay. I'll be you.
I'm like,
hi. I'm sorry. I had pizza before. I'm Rabbi Korn, and I'm raising money. Would you like to give a check to our organization?
Excuse me?
Would you like to write a check to our organization?
Our role is to take money from you, not to give you money. Don't ever confuse that again. Oh my goodness. And I was in like a gorgeous office.
He was much meaner. He told you to leave. He laughed at you. He scoffed at you.
I sat in the street.
You were depressed for 2 weeks.
Crying. And I would learn, like in the like big wheeling dealing of world of fundraising, we're raising a lot of money. Our budget's currently $2.4 million a year. We must have raised $30 to $40 million in the past almost 30 years. But in that world, you got to put yourself out there. You got to be ready. You know what it is? Fundraising for me is authenticity. It's very genuine, and money is very business. People people that have more money are frequently harder to get money from because they think of everything in terms of deals, business. Is it a bad deal, good deal?
So in order to be a good fundraiser, you have to be authentic and vulnerable.
Yes.
But if you're fundraising, you're going to be told no all the time.
Yes.
Therefore, you will constantly be getting hurt.
And a lot of fundraisers aren't authentic and vulnerable. I am, and I'm proud of that, even if it hurts.
So, it's your greatest strength, and it's also your Achilles heel.
100%.
So the thing that makes you great is also what's going to kill you in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so D. Brandon Korn, you continue acting through high school, through at least until the next stage, until the new name.
Yep.
You did land one great part.
Oh, the commercial?
Not the commercial. You were in a industrial film for Japanese middle school students who are learning to speak English. So it was kind of like a fake Nickelodeon, right? But for kids in Japan, and you never let any of us see it, but I did see a picture of you dressed up as a mermaid.
I was dressed up
with a
as a
bikini.
It wasn't only a bikini.
It was immaculate. I hope that picture exists on the internet, and we can bring that back, and that should be the logo of. That's what you should be sending.
It's a wild job. I made a lot of money
before you ask people for money.
I worked for 3 weeks, and I lived in New York City. I had to come in every day to film this in Connecticut somewhere. I was a central part, and it was the closest thing to like a real movie, but not at all.
Yes, but you think if you just could have gotten to Tokyo in 1990, you would have been famous. I mean, you were famous.
That's another.
Yes.
That's every kid in Tokyo saw me growing up.
Yes, exactly.
That's another multiverse.
Yes, exactly. Where you realized it and you went and you just stayed there forever. Okay, so you went from Jefferson Lakes Camp to Frenchwood Camp, right? And then you were continuing the acting bug. But then what happened is you and we did this together. I won't say which one of us knew about them first, but we both became very much interested in the Grateful Dead.
Yep.
And this was when Jerry Garcia was still alive.
Yep.
This was in the early 90s.
Yep.
And you went all in on a new identity.
Yep. It was someone I met in French Woods had a big influence on me, Seth.
Correct, Seth Brightman.
Yep.
Hope he's doing well.
Hey,
Hope you're doing well, Seth. And you changed your name to Butterfly.
Yep.
Which is funny because you did not look like a butterfly. You were, again, this was a...
at this point, wasn't I very skinny?
No, not originally. You became very skinny.
Yeah, then I became a vegan.
When you eventually moved to vegan and macrobiotics, and you lost a ton of weight.
Yeah.
This was when you were
it's
still...
a theme in my life I've been noticing.
You were still in the puffing up stage.
Yeah.
You were still... The dough was rising.
Yep.
Talk to us about what drew you into the hippie lifestyle. Was this the beginning of spirituality for you, or this was just part of hedonism 2.0?
No, it definitely was. It was definitely whatever I'd been looking for in acting and creativity and environments that let me feel free. When I became a hippie, I started noticing that society at large, the society that I was in, was definitely feeling stuffy to me. Mm-hmm. And I felt that there was real freedom there. Mm-hmm. Even just my mother's dreams that I always would go to an Ivy League school, this whole world of accomplishment and become either a stockbroker or a lawyer or an actor, even acting, again, felt like not enough to me when I became a hippie, because it was still in the system, so to say. And being a hippie and thinking about life and spirit and music and kind of counter culture, a counter society, that to me, I realized at that time, once I met Seth and we started exploring that music and that culture, that felt like, oh my goodness, this is my chance to just break free of all of this BS.
Because pre-internet,
Yeah.
we in Morristown, New Jersey, as young people,
Yeah.
knew nothing about anything.
Yeah.
You cannot understand how ignorant we were as high schoolers. We didn't really know about subcultures.
Right.
Right? So we discovered
Yes.
the Grateful Dead subculture
Yes.
from inside of it just by going to a show and seeing it.
Yes.
There was no research before.
Yes.
But you actually dropped out of high school
Yeah.
at the beginning of 11th grade.
Yeah.
You convinced your parents
Yeah.
to sign you out of high school, and you went on tour. You followed the Grateful Dead, not just in the summer. You followed them through that winter into the spring,
Yep.
on and off. Do you remember the conversation with your mother?
I do. I rewrote it recently.
Can you share that? Because I know a lot of kids who would like to stop going to high school.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents who want to know what not to say to their children. So what happened?
I sat her down. I believe I told my father first because he had a more wild spirit and he could get his head around it, I'm pretty sure. But if I had your memory, I could actually tell you. But I remember sitting my mother down, I believe it was in my bedroom. And I said to her, Mom, I got to tell you something. I said, I have to leave school. Her face was aghast. I said, the past year, at this point, I already have dreadlocks.
Yes.
Right? I was already going by Butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
I was already wearing like Butterfly shirts and tie-dyes. I was already wearing patchwork pants.
Mm-hmm.
At times I would wear a skirt over the pants.
Patchwork
to break social norms. Birkenstocks. At this point, I was smoking a lot of pot.
Birkenstocks 365 days a year.
Yes. Oh yeah.
With wigwam socks in the winter
Yes.
and you're just your toes out in the summer.
Totally. I was smoking a lot of pot. And at this point, I already was really not in high school. I was like skipping classes to sit on that blanket outside by the track.
You were technically at high school, but you were not in high school.
I know. And I was like sitting with random students, like hearing about their problems and like hugging.
You were counseling students.
I was hugging. See, like early counseling. I was hugging people, and I said, Mom, you know what's been going on. I can't stay in school. That was it. I have to go find the purpose of life. I have to go find meaning, and I have to go on a journey. And I don't think she could get her head around it. It was just like it's like all her wires in her head were just. I don't think she ever thought I'd say that. Like she's like, okay, my son doesn't look like he's going to go to Dartmouth at this point. He's definitely. And at that point, I stopped acting because I didn't want to. I couldn't be cast as a little Avalon young Jewish boy anymore. I looked like Jim Morrison meets Jerry Garcia meets Bob Marley, and then also meets like a young Jewish boy
inside the body of Jonah Hill.
Inside the body of Jonah
Hill. A 13-year-old Jonah Hill.
Yes, and so therefore what? Therefore. She knew that dream was over, went up in smoke, literally. Mm-hmm. But I said, I can't do it.
The crazy thing about this story, to me, is that as a kid, I very much wanted to go to therapy. But our childhoods are different, is because you got everything you needed, and I'm still getting it for myself. And so you wanted to go to therapy. You were already in therapy. You convinced your therapist.
Yeah.
A psychologist with a PhD and a clinical license to practice psychology in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, he's a legit guy too.
A great guy.
Yeah.
That it was appropriate for a 16-year-old to drop out of high school and follow, without a car and a cell phone, follow the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
And he was on your side. And he helped you convince your parents.
I know. I really, listen, I'm an honest kid. I'm analytical. Like I think through things. I have a rationale behind what I do. And I was like, come on. Like I just can't. I said, if I stay now, I'm going to college, potentially grad school. Like I'm going down that path. And that's what I'm not.
I know that sounds terrible. College, grad school.
I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I was like, I said, maybe I will come back and do all of that, but I need some time to find myself. And he supported me. And that was and I think I probably told my mother, the doctor supports me. And that probably had a little weight, but until we all sat down, the three of us together, my mother, I haven't seen my mother really that distraught almost ever. She looked like she was ready to sit Shiva.
Now you did call your mother every single day.
I think it was every other day, but I always did. I think
you called her all of the time.
Always. And as a parent now, I think about what she must have gone through the other, 47 and a half hours that I wasn't calling her. But no matter what I was doing, I was howling on top of a mountaintop somewhere, speaking to the hawks. I would figure out a way to color.
One of the things I do, the more I parent my children, the more often I'm calling my mother to apologize. And even for things that I felt like I had no choice in doing. But it's just, parenting is terrible. And I have a lot of empathy for all parents because it's the worst.
Yeah.
And I love my children.
Me too.
Most of the time. I don't like other people's. Okay, so you follow the Grateful Dead. You get to a lot of Grateful Dead shows.
Yep.
A lot of good stuff.
Yep.
You get really into Rastafarianism.
Yep.
And you take a little stop in Hinduism.
Yep.
Right? We went through the whole autobiography of a yogi phase.
Yep.
We went
The
through like a
ashram.
little Christian phase. What was it called? The
Franciscans?
The Franciscan monks. But no, the book. Oh, man. It was a very popular New Age book.
Oh,
Not the Celestial
Emmanuel.
Prophecy, not the Way of the Spiritual Warrior, not Emmanuel, which was a Ram Dass thing. We loved Emmanuel.
Yeah.
We went through a big Ram Dass phase.
Big Ram Dass.
I can't remember what it's called. It's not. It's less important. One of our close friends became a Franciscan monk.
Oh, I know the book.
You-
It's a
It's
whole
whole thing,
following.
it's a whole series.
It's conversations with a.
No.
Go back. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but it was really meaningful to us,
Yeah.
even as Jewish people, like
Yeah.
this organized approach to like.
She was channeling someone.
No, that's Emmanuel. Emmanuel was channeling someone.
Okay, fine.
This was like.
I know.
This was like a Christian course in self-development.
Yeah.
That we were.
And this was
super
all
into.
very young. This is very early in the stage of like the self-development.
we were in our 40s. No,
Yeah.
no, we were 15 and 16
But I'm
years
saying
old.
it's early for the world in
It
self-development.
was in the middle of this. It was in the middle of the New Age revolution of the 1960s. It was Celestian prophecy was huge.
Yeah.
We didn't know Scientology was weird yet.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
It was a wild time. And then so you spend some time in an ashram.
Yeah.
But eventually, the Judaism hits for you.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us about your first forays into Judaism and kind of how did that come around? Because obviously you are very Jewish now,
Quite.
and you always were very Jewish.
Yeah.
Just ask the bullies from fourth grade, and they'll remind you.
Yeah.
But how did you come to embrace your Judaism?
Yeah. So okay, please.
Are you cool with? I would like to make another pizza.
Yeah.
I want to make this other pizza for you.
You know me.
So we're going to move back to we're going to move over here. And then I want to hear about your how you get into Judaism.
We'll do that there.
Yes, one of our favorite restaurants in New York City is a restaurant called the Baita.
Yeah.
And they serve a wood-fired lasagna
Yes.
that they make in the pizza oven, and I love it.
Yeah.
I once brought that on an airplane.
Yeah, I know.
And I ate it the woman next to me fell asleep, and I ate it, and it might be the happiest I ever was on an airplane. I ate it, I had like an entire tray of lasagna.
Yeah. It's great.
Okay, so Judaism, go.
So I didn't believe that Judaism had anything to offer me. I had a underwhelming experience at my Reform Hebrew school, where I brought you a few times.
But a great bar mitzvah. Your bar mitzvah was incredible.
Yeah, my bar mitzvah was very, very not kosher, but really tremendous. Really, oh wow, yeah, that's memories. Yes, so it was more bar than mitzvah, as we say. But yeah, I eventually, through the aid of my aunt and uncle Moshe and Devorah, had an interface with traditional Orthodox Judaism at a yeshiva in Morristown, a Chabad yeshiva, a yeshiva of Hasidic influence.
The Rabbinical College of America.
Thank you.
Conveniently located in our hometown of Morristown, New Jersey.
In your backyard.
My backyard.
Veritable.
Down the street from your aunt and uncle.
Yes. And so they kind of roped me into coming into there, and I would said no, until I eventually acquiesced and came there and had a profound experience. Stayed there for a week, and it was hard. It was a lot of bickering, a lot of debating. I mean, nothing like any other religion I ever had. I never did so much debating or rigorous study and conversations in any of the paths I went to. But the result of which was I really began to understand its ethos, and they really inspired me.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, please.
For the dozens of people who are closely following this conversation. Before you became Orthodox and you bought into and got into Halachic Judaism,
Yeah.
something I myself am still obsessed with. and very much into, you believed in the oneness of God.
Yeah.
And that God was everything, everything is God. And
Yeah.
then I'm wondering, how did your like spiritual hippie understanding of the universe and the oneness of God, how much of that was, did you transfer to Judaism? Was there any departure? Were there new things that came in? How did your understanding of the oneness of God change from when you were a spiritual bliss bunny to when you were a rabbinical student?
Great question. It definitely became more practical. It was more, the oneness was less conceptual and more experiential, but experiential sounds too glamorous. It was more expressed. I was doing actions that were expressing that oneness, not just kind of cuddling with the idea of it. I remember that when I was following the Grateful Dead, that there was this phrase everybody would say, "It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good."
And you'd be like, "I have mono and I'm like sick. And
It's all good.
It's all good. I lost my wallet. It's all good." And it irked me back then. And that's, I know it's a strange way of explaining it, but that's something that touched me about Judaism, is that it's not all good. God's oneness is real, but not everything's good. There's moral codes, there's behavioral codes, and if you really believe in God's oneness, from a Jewish perspective, you have to be prepared to kind of digest that oneness into the human experience. And that for me was a big, big linchpin of this whole shift.
So not just that there was now ritual and behaviors and something to do to experience the oneness of God or to reveal the oneness of God,
Yes.
but also that there was not a spiritual bypassing or a papering over. It's all good, but not everything is revealed good.
Yep.
And some of the stuff, if you have mono, you need to see a doctor.
Yep.
And
And
you
also,
should not, okay.
yes, exactly.
Is that what's
point.
going on here?
Yes, and also people I found in other cultures that I spent time in, I felt that religion, and this is something you speak about frequently, was being used to bypass personal development.
Oh boy.
Being used to just like, oh yeah, it was because it's all good. They weren't just saying it's all good, they're also not looking at their own bad and their own concealment of God. And to me, that's something, these are some of the things that irked me throughout my process. And that in Judaism, not that every Jew is perfect, or there's not all sorts of hypocrisy amongst people of all religious denominations, but there was an honesty about the human experience, and part of the Torah's commands are speaking to that honesty, and that really touched me. It really did. There was an acceptance. I always say that, like, with the hippies, they were escaping the human experience. With the Buddhists, and I just want to say as a precursor, anybody that's moved by these movements, like, bless you, but just my experience was, the hippies were...
Let's be clear. Your experience as like a 17-year-old on Grateful Dead tour.
Totally.
So like not
Yes.
exactly like
I'm not a religious...
we're not talking about...
theological expert.
No, I'm saying the people you were meeting
Yes.
who were into Buddhism
Totally.
were like also like taking like huge bong hits
Yes.
before breakfast.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
But in the hippie space, they were kind of escaping reality.
Mm-hmm.
In the Eastern philosophies, I felt that they were opting out of reality, like intentionally. And with Christianity, for me personally, I felt like there was an apologetic nature about reality or the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
They set the bar so much lower. Like, yeah, we just accept being humans, but we're not to be saved to actually be excellent.
And Judaism for you at that time was advocating something different.
Yes.
Which is what?
Which is
proactive.
A proactive engagement in the honest human experience and to find God there. Mm-hmm. And that really touched me. And that was enough to inspire me to want to be observant. Because I'm not an observant. I'm not a religious person. I don't follow commands very well. But this kind of concept really gave me the motivation to want to engage in such active participation in the Jewish process.
Okay, that was a great answer.
Thank you.
And now we're going to go part-bake.
It's beautiful.
We're going to part-bake this.
Love what I'm seeing here.
And then we're gonna come and bring it back in here for a second round of cheese and sauce.
It's tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the special pizza.
I feel like you also like this podcast also has to have a short that's just the cooking. Like, I mean, just like take the moments because what you're doing. This is a cooking show. I mean, this is a real time cooking show with some real expertise, if I could say humbly. And so
I think that
I'm not saying it's,
for the at-home chef, I would say yes.
Yes, so I'm saying
I don't have a serve safe license. I think there's someone here who works in a restaurant who was probably horrified at the amount of times I touched my face accidentally. But yes, agreed.
there's something.
There's
here.
an element of a cooking show.
Yeah. This is
I agree.
The move. This is the move.
No, we do. There's our mozzarella over here. It's soft here.
By the way, I was doing the
I have concerns that the middle is not fully cooked.
and it's so crazy. The outside is like 290. The inside.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that is not a piece we're gonna eat. One time, in 2001 or 2002,
The traumatic memory.
This was our best and biggest fight. I was blackout drunk, walking across the Brooklyn Bridge, and I started to sober up. And as I'm sobering up and like coming back to self, all of a sudden I realized I'm talking, and I'm like, wow, I'm talking, I'm yelling. I'm really angry right now. And then I realized I'm yelling at Rabbi Korn at this point and telling him just mean. I was just like mean, and I insulted his religion. I insulted his wife's religiosity. It was an incredible. It was really bad. I felt really bad about it. But it was as it was coming out, I was still drunk enough to say like, I'm just going to keep on talking.
Yeah.
I should have said I don't know what I'm saying, but I didn't. I just kept on talking. And you took it all. You did not talk to me. The funny part is we were walking across the Williamsburg Bridge back to my house.
Yeah.
Because you were staying at my house.
Yeah.
So you had to stay at my house because you were already there. You were very upset with me.
Yeah.
You took a week to apologize, and before you would accept my apology, and I was wrong. But what did you think about that fight? Do you remember the content of the fight?
I do, and by the way, I don't think you were wrong.
Do you want to take a bite of this pizza and maybe burn yourself?
I don't think you were wrong. I don't think that everything you said was untrue, but your delivery was
bad.
Much to be desired. Yeah,
In general, if you want to give somebody feedback, you should wait until A, they ask, and B, you're not blackout drunk.
Yeah, that's always
Those
a
are
good,
probably
that's a good
two.
principle.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. Maybe it was too hot, and we just roasted on the outside, and it's just not cooked enough on the inside.
Are we gonna have doughy pizza and just be sick all night?
If you're lucky, try it. Take a bite. Take a corner bite. You want this?
I need something to help. You want me to just go at it? No, cut me in half. There you go. Okay, this is a big moment here. It feels almost like a fork and knife. Is that?
You just keep on cutting it smaller and smaller. I think as it cools, it's gonna get more.
It's definitely cooked, right?
It's definitely cooked. No, it's cooked. It probably just needs to cool more. That's the issue.
Inside's very light. Exactly what I wanted.
It was light.
I believed in you.
So we got the lightness. Yes.
Right. The lightest inside I've ever had.
As it cools, it's gonna get. We need to really get it out of this such that it can cool properly.
Wow.
Yes? Yes?
The inside is so light. Wow. That's an achievement. I didn't believe.
No, you didn't.
I was not a believer. This is touching me. I'm gonna have to take a nap after this.
So there are things that I wanted to talk about that we decided we couldn't talk about. And I'm not gonna talk about them, but I just want to say that for future podcasts, at some point, I want to talk about the time we busted your wife out of a cult.
Yeah.
Because we 100% did that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a great story, and the world needs to hear it. You want a napkin?
Please.
Okay, I can do that for you.
Should I just eat all this?
Yeah. You should know, I've had a guest who ate an entire pan of this over the course of an hour interview.
Wow.
He just kept on going back for it. And I was so proud.
Did he have great metabolism?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he was very fit. Would you like to talk a little bit about your fitness journey? Because I feel like you've been on one.
I have been. I love fitness. It's definitely played a huge role in my mental health. Huge. When I was young, I was into yoga, and I went to this vegan stage where I was
vegan macrobiotic.
Macrobiotic, vegan, very. This guy's nice.
That's a good one.
Very very.
What is that?
Very. My food was everything was very light. I was very deficient, to be honest. I had almost no energy. I couldn't pick up a shovel, but I was like lean and stretching like in pretzels. Then I became a rabbi and I didn't take care of my health very much at all.
Yes.
And over time I became heavier and heavier, stress eating and whatnot. And then finally when I turned 30, which was in 2008.
2008. Very good, guys. The math still works. You were always very good at math. Let me help you. This is the nature of our friendship. This is what it means to have a friend, is that you're willing to clean him up. There.
2008. By the way, you remember the flight back from Israel when we took the
One time, another story. Story time, kids.
Story within a story.
We did a birthright trip to Israel, and we're flying back home, and it was a long flight, and we asked, and the students, hey, do you guys have any sleeping pills? And one great student was like, sure, I have some Ambien. And so we took Ambien, but in those days you could also bring wine on the plane. So we brought a bottle of Chardonnay, and we had dinner, bottle of Chardonnay, we took our Ambiens, and I could not fall asleep. One of us fell asleep still eating. That would be the good rabbi. You were chewing and you were eating, and we were just giggling, and you were falling asleep, and you just had feta cheese all over your body, and like just everywhere, all over your shirt, all over and I had to clean you up. And then you slept for like 8 hours straight, and I could not sleep.
It's incredible.
Wide awake on an airplane, and I watched $1 Million Baby, which is not a good airplane movie. I don't recommend watching that movie, period, much less when you can't sleep on an airplane.
In 2008, I started.
This is you're 30 years old.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I put on a lot of weight. I was unhealthy. I went to the gym. I started boxing with this trainer called Adirin. Excuse me. I started, but lifting, not heavy weights, just everything very light, circuit training, took off 60 pounds. Mm-hmm. I was just, I went from like 220 to like 160 pounds, not a muscle on my body, just very lean. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I looked like frail. I looked little. I went back to that frail state. And Sarah was like, sweetie, like, are you there anymore? So then I started lifting heavier weights, and I stayed in that place about 180, lifting heavy weights for a long time. And then when I turned 40, I had like a midlife crisis, and I put on more weight. Mm-hmm. And then I took it back off, and now I power lift. Now I like heavy lifting. And now my weight fluctuates, but my lifting stays the same.
When you say powerlifting, you like the classic bench press, deadlift, squat. You do a great snatch.
Yeah, so I like the Olympic lifts. So I do a clean. I like a lot of front squats, back squats. I don't do a lot of chest stuff because I have a bad shoulder. I do. I love RDLs. I love like a lot of like clean pulls, explosive pulls, Pendlay rows. I like a lot of explosive heavy lifts.
What I'm most impressed with is your lifting. I wish we had. Do you have anything online?
No.
Okay, because you have very flexible wrists.
Yeah, I do.
And so when you lift, you're able to swing the bar up and catch it here in the, what's that called? What
the front rack. Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to rack it. You're able to rack a weight really nicely. That's
and also you have to work on that because I have to do wrist exercises every day because as the weights get heavier and heavier, and it like not the front squat when you hold it here,
correct,
but when you catch it here,
yes,
you got to keep working those wrists. Right. I have a little pain here, like you have to work through it, yeah. But I enjoyed it a lot. So that for me is nice from I'm like a metabolism perspective, putting on a lot of muscle. A lot of zone 2 cardio, just moving the body.
Well, I was going to ask that. Your cardio is what?
The days I don't lift, I walk like 10,000 plus steps. And then a couple times a week I do zone 2 cardio, which is like more than walking, less than jogging. Mm-hmm. And it's really good for helping the body it's active recovery, so it doesn't hurt my lifting. Because when I was actually like doing like HIIT on the off days, I couldn't still lift the heavy weights. Because it's too much. The heavy weights, it's a whole like world of recovery. And so therefore, I just want to say people lift much heavier weights than me, but for me, like good serious numbers.
You deadlift a lot. What do you deadlift?
I deadlifted like 320 when I was doing it, but that was a long time ago. Now I don't do deadlifts because also
you don't do deadlifts at all.
RDLs, Romanian deadlifts.
Romanian deadlifts.
Yes.
What is that?
So it's that you're standing and you're leaning directly into your hamstrings, but you're not going from the floor. It's much more of a.
I see.
You go much lower and it's much more focused, like exclusively on the hamstrings and the glutes and like the very like all of the back magic here. Much less lat or anything like that, really.
Got it.
My front squat was 225. I'm proud of that. That's a good number. And
that's incredible number.
I'm proud of that.
I wanted to spend a couple minutes, if we could. You've written a book of poetry, but now you're writing a nonfiction book.
Yep.
And it is autobiographical in nature. So it's a little bit of your story, some of the stuff we shared here.
Yep.
And then what is it? Where are you with the book? When can we hope to see it? And who are you writing this book for?
Great question. It's a memoir. I didn't want to write a memoir, to be honest. I wanted to write my ideas for the Jewish future and what I've learned as being a Jewish leader. And my wife and the editor that I work with were all like, people trust you and listen to you because they know you. If you're not going to introduce yourself, you're just going to be another idiot, yelling ideas. So I leaned into it, and I started in December of last year, so I'm about a year and a half into it.
You've been writing for quite a while.
Yeah, and I've had many drafts. The first drafts, as I look back to them, were like insanity. And I've pared it down a lot. So my primary editor, she's more of a writing coach than an editor. It's not an actual editing stage yet, but she's brought me through like 10 drafts, and now I'm pretty much at manuscript. I'm having my last draft with her actually May 15th. I'm submitting. It's 65,000 words. It's the bones are there. I've had a few people read it that are actually in the industry, and they're like, there's definitely bones here, big time. And so after I'm done with the manuscript, then we start to go to actual editing and seeing if there's agents that are interested, and then some real like grammatical perfection. And so yes, I'm excited for it. I would love to see something post-editing, like in September or October of next year, and then we'll see if it gets nibbled on. Who am I writing for? I always overreach, but I would love to be writing for anybody from a non-Jewish person who's interested in spirituality, leadership, entrepreneurism, New York City, Jewish life, transformational.
Is this autobiography of a rabbi?
Of a yogi?
Yogananda? Autobiography of a yogi? Is it like that? Or is it more like way of a speech, spiritual warrior?
It goes from...
I'm going deep into the self-help canon.
It goes David, Butterfly, Dov Yonah, Rabbi Korn, me.
So you do track the names.
Oh, yeah. I go through the whole... It starts with me like in Morristown Playhouse, like getting a manager, like the scene that I did.
Starts in 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, I go back a little bit, and my parents divorced, and it's a memoir for sure. And there's a lot of the middle piece is the story of
the cult busting story.
Yeah.
The story that we're not telling now.
Yeah, which I did. I also didn't want to write. I wanted to write an appendix, and finally my editor convinced me I have to write it.
It's a great story.
I wrote that whole story as a conversation, Sari telling her part and me telling my part. We'll see if we actually end up using that format, but it was an interesting...
I would love to have the opportunity to write my part in footnotes.
Yeah. No, by the way, this book can't go anywhere without you looking at it. I'm waiting to the very last moment to show it to you, just so I have so that you have the least amount of time to destroy it with your...
How dare you?
No, but I mean like with memory. I'm fudging some memories here, and you're gonna be like, no way, that was not this. So I'm trying to wait till the very last moment, but also the middle story is gonna have to be highly influenced by you, and that's not a choice I have. Thank God. So yeah, hopefully.
So probably about a year from now.
Yeah,
it seems like.
Yeah. I'm not rushing it. It's been such a cool part of my life. I write in the early mornings. God willing, sometimes I get up even 4.
Tell me about, and this will be interesting for people who want to maybe start from nothing to journaling to memoir to something. How much time do you spend a day writing, and when during the day do you write, and what does that look like?
Yeah. Can I have one more napkin?
No.
Do I charge? You charge for those?
Yes. 2 napkins per person.
I have to commit to stop eating this pizza because it's so good.
Yeah. This is what it's here for.
So for me, my day is really intense. I have a really intense day that starts in synagogue at 7:30, 7:15, and goes till nighttime at 9:30. Obviously, there's times when my kids in there, but it's a big day. Fundraising, teaching, meetings, running the organization, dealing with things that I shouldn't be dealing with, like permits and mortgages, meaning things that are outside of my expertise entirely.
Purview?
Yeah, 100%. But intense, stressful day. I write best in the early mornings. There's times that if I'm lucky to go to bed at 9:30, I could be up at 4 o'clock writing. So meaningful. So it gives so much depth to my day. I don't do well writing at other times. I've tried, writing in the afternoons. I need that manic early morning thrust. And I've been writing here too, also sitting outside at my hotel. Also, I'm on an earlier schedule. It's just the best. And it helps me realize throughout my day, which I find to be at times super draining, and also like under fulfilling, that it reminds me what I'm doing. It reminds me like it's a chance for me to be creative with content and like almost tapping into a future Rabbi Korn. Like, wow, there is a time when I'll be able to like be sharing on a higher level and not being so operational or kind of in the muck of it all. So it's been nice.
So you write daily?
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's as soon as you wake up.
Yeah. So, again, if for some reason I didn't get up early enough, then it's limited or non-existent. But like Sunday through Friday in the early morning, somewhere between an hour and if I'm lucky, like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. And you've been doing this for more than 90 days. This is now a year and a half.
Yeah.
So now you're officially, you've done it. Like you have this.
I have a manuscript. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. What do you learn on a daily basis? What kind of books are you looking at?
So just like my exclusive daily learning is in the Jewish texts. Not, I don't spend enough time like perusing other books. Although my editor forced me to read some memoirs. Nothing crazy, like just like Krakow and like Into Thin Air and some of his stuff. Just like as helping someone like track a journey. And she wants me going to Barnes & Noble now and just looking at like the endings of 10 memoirs, thinking about how to end mine. So we'll see how that goes. But I study every day. I study the Talmud with one of my students. Mm-hmm. I study Chassidus. I am right now in Ayin Beis with another one of my students. And I study the daily portions of Tanya and Rambam and Chumash. For all those that don't know all those names, I'm sorry. And then they study to prepare the classes that I teach.
Okay.
Pretty basic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
nice.
thank God.
And okay, so is there anything that I didn't get a chance to ask you about that you had wanted me to ask about that you had hoped we would get to talk about?
Wow. So many things, I'm sure. The story when you and I were on Mifsayim and the guy told me I had bad breath.
You were hoping I was going to tell that story? I didn't want to embarrass you. This is not a podcast of self-loathing and making fun of you.
No, I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I want to thank you for coming. I think we got a lot of stuff covered, and we left a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah, he did.
We did, because there's going to come a time.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to bring you back.
Yeah.
When the book comes out, maybe it'll be mid-season of something else, and then maybe at that point we can get into the story, because it's an amazing story.
No, 100%.
It takes 45 minutes to an hour to tell.
Yep.
There are 5 to 6 characters involved.
No, you and I will be telling it in depth.
Yes.
I'm almost afraid that a podcast is too slow of a format, because if we're schmoozing about it, we're not going to get through it in an hour. We need multiple of them.
I think we could do it in 1 hour.
We'll try.
I think so. There will be a lot of asides.
We're going to be relishing and remembering and bickering and debating.
Yes.
I tell it to my students in an hour and like 10 flat, going straight.
Right, but you also start the story very early.
You're right.
This is a big thing in storytelling.
You're right.
You got to start the story at the last possible minute.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so our guest today was Rabbi Dov Yonah Korn. He has an amazing Chabad House, Chabad House Bowery, BoweryJews.com. And we're going to put BoweryJews.org. We're going to put in the show notes, we'll have all the links to all of your socials.
Thank you.
And I thought this podcast went really well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's really special what you're doing. I like
we
it a
made
lot.
2 types of pizza.
Yeah,
we made a regular New York pizza.
I'm still engaged. I can't pull away.
We made a very messy grandma pizza that I should have probably cooked longer at a lower temperature and let sit for more time.
It's so light. This is something I've been waiting for in the kosher world. I just want to pause and say from a culinary perspective, I've been waiting in the kosher world for there to be a Sicilian grandma. These pizzas has many different iterations, upside down, all these different names people have for this. Detroit, maybe, who knows? I've been waiting for this pizza in the kosher world that has an excellent sauce, solid parm, most importantly, that's crispy around the edges and that's soft as a dough. And I didn't believe it. And it's soft. In there, it's the dough is light. That's remarkable. Get this away from me. Thank you for having me.
I'm going to move the pizza away so I can properly say goodbye to you. Thank you very much for coming in today. Thank you for coming to my house. Thank you for coming to the podcast. Thank you for eating pizza. Thank you for being my friend all these years. It's been over almost 40 years of friendship.
Wow.
And I love you, and I'm so proud of all the work you're doing, and I'm proud of the book you're writing, and I'm proud of the fact that you are taking care of yourself and your family. So, great guest.
Thank you.
Good friend.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Simcha Levenberg, and I just finished an amazing interview with my good long-time friend, maybe even my best friend, Rabbi Dov Yonah Korn. He is the rabbi and director and spiritual director of Chabad House Bowery, BoweryJews.org, which is a Chabad house that serves the needs of the students of NYU, the surrounding colleges, and also young Jewish professionals in the area. On today's podcast, we spoke about the history of our friendship and also the different stages of Rabbi Korn's life and life lessons that he learned along the way. We made 2 different types of pizza. We spoke a little bit about self-care, what it means to be a 40-year-old. And we also spoke about our most favorite fight that we've ever had together. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode. And you can check out what we're doing. And if you're enjoying it, I want you to subscribe. And I want you to share this with friends and enemies. Just everybody, let's get it out there. And I hope you enjoy the episode.